Accra has always been a city of ambition. From its early days as a coastal trading port to its rise as the capital of an independent Ghana and its recent transformation with high-rise towers and modern malls, Accra is a city in constant evolution. Each decade leaves behind landmarks of growth, symbols of progress, and promises of more to come. Among the boldest of these promises is the Africentre Project, also known as Africentre City, a project that seeks not only to change Accra, but to position Ghana as the epicenter of trade and commerce for all of West Africa. At its heart, Africentre is not just another real estate development. It is a $10 billion dream, a mega commercial and recreational complex that, if completed, will be the largest international business district in West Africa and one of the most ambitious urban projects on the African continent. Located in Adenta, in the northern part of Accra, the Africentre project is spread across 135 acres of land. Its planned construction area exceeds 400,000 square metres. The vision is staggering. A self-contained city within a city, complete with a massive international trade centre, a global exhibition hub, an African e-commerce and logistics park, luxury shopping at the Vogue Mall, and a world-class water park called Magicwater. But the Africentre project is more than just steel, glass, and concrete. It is deeply tied to Ghana's role in the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, the largest free trade agreement in the world by membership. By hosting the AfCFTA Secretariat in Accra, Ghana already positioned itself as the political home of this groundbreaking agreement. Africentre was designed to become the physical symbol of that leadership, a place where the ideals of AfCFTA could come alive. To appreciate Africentre, one must first understand what AfCFTA represents. For decades, African nations have traded more with external partners than with one another. Barriers, tariffs, and poor infrastructure limited intra-African trade to less than 15% of the continent's total trade. AfCFTA sought to change that, creating a single continental market of more than 1.3 billion people with a combined GDP of over $3 trillion. It promised the free flow of goods, services, and even people across borders, unlocking Africa's potential from within. Ghana, hosting the Secretariat, wanted more than symbolic status. It wanted to lead by example, by providing a platform where African trade could flourish in practice. That is where Africentre came in. Announced as a pioneering private sector-led flagship project of AfCFTA, Africentre was envisioned as the ultimate gateway to the African market. Its vision was multifaceted. It would be a commercial and tourism destination where visitors could shop, relax, and do business. It would be the gateway to the African market, providing infrastructure for companies across the continent. It would be the platform of trade, hosting exhibitions and international fairs. It would be the incubator of industry, helping African businesses innovate and scale. It would be the outlet for made-in-Ghana products, giving local goods global exposure. It would be a creator of jobs and a driver of local businesses. In short, Africentre City was pitched as nothing less than Accra's transformation into the Dubai of West Africa. The design of Africentre was as ambitious as its vision. The project was divided into 5 main zones, each with a unique purpose. Zone A would host the African International Trade Centre, a vast hub of wholesale and cross-border commerce. Zone B would feature Vogue Mall, a luxury shopping destination intended to rival the great malls of the Middle East. Zone C would be Magicwater Park, a state-of-the-art water park with wave pools, lazy rivers, splash pads, and thrilling water slides. Zone D would be the African International Exhibition Centre, capable of hosting massive conventions, expos, and trade fairs. Zone E would be the African International E-commerce Park, a digital and logistics hub to power Africa's new cross-border online economy. Together, these zones would form a mega complex that could handle everything from tourism to business to entertainment. With over 5,000 parking spaces, a 6-year planned construction timeline, and a total cost of $10 billion, Africentre was billed as Ghana's most ambitious private investment project in history. Its location was carefully chosen. Adenta, in the northern part of Accra, was in desperate need of modern shopping and recreational facilities. The site sat directly on the ECOWAS Road, a vital corridor linking Accra to Tema Harbour and to the highways leading to Togo, Côte d'Ivoire, and Nigeria. Just beside the Africentre site was Ghana's largest bus terminal, ensuring massive daily foot traffic. The surrounding road network had recently been improved, easing congestion and guaranteeing access to Accra's airports and government districts. The location promised visibility, accessibility, and strategic advantage. Phase 1 of Africentre was meant to lay the foundation. Developers focused on 3 elements: the Magicwater Park, the African International Trade Centre, and the shopping street, designed to be 8 times bigger than Accra Mall. This combination was deliberate. The Waterpark would draw families and tourists. The trade centre would bring wholesalers and investors. The shopping street would generate daily economic activity. These 3 components were designed to prove Africentre's viability and build momentum for later phases. When renderings of Magicwater Park were first released, they ignited excitement. Accra, a city long without a world-class amusement park, would finally have a destination for family leisure. Water slides spiralling into massive pools, wave simulators, tropical landscaping, and child-friendly splash zones promised a recreational experience unmatched in Ghana. If built, Magicwater Park would not only serve locals, but also attract tourists from neighbouring countries. The shopping street, meanwhile, promised to redefine retail in Ghana. With a scale far surpassing Accra Mall, it was envisioned as a bustling boulevard of shops, restaurants, cafes, and entertainment venues. International brands would find a home there, but so too would local businesses, giving Made in Ghana products a platform alongside global names. The African International Trade Centre was designed as the economic engine. A hub where traders, importers, and exporters could gather, it promised to serve as a living embodiment of AfCFTA's mission, connecting African markets under one roof. From small-scale farmers to industrial producers, the centre would provide a platform to meet buyers, negotiate deals, and expand their markets. The promise was bold. Africentre was marketed as a creator of jobs, a driver of GDP growth, a tourist magnet, and a symbol of Ghana's ambition. And yet, as years passed, the bold vision encountered real-world challenges. Construction slowed. On the ground, little visible progress was seen for long periods. Locals spoke of abandoned work sites and stalled timelines. The project that had once inspired such excitement began to face skepticism. Was the financing secure? Could the private sector sustain such a massive $10 billion investment? Would political and economic headwinds derail the dream? Despite these doubts, Africentre has not been abandoned. Recently, reports suggest that Phase 1 has restarted. Bulldozers have returned, and construction on the Waterpark, Trade Centre, and Shopping Street is once again in focus. Hope has been reignited, though cautiously. For Ghana, the stakes are enormous. If Africentre is completed, it will transform Adenta into a global business and leisure hub, create tens of thousands of jobs, and reinforce Ghana's role as the gateway to Africa. But if it falters, it risks being remembered as another stalled mega project, another dream that never reached reality. Africentre's journey is a reflection of Ghana's broader story, a nation full of potential, determined to rise, yet constantly challenged by the realities of execution. The Africentre project was not only designed as a commercial district, but as an engine for Ghana's economy. The developers framed it as a project that would touch nearly every sector: construction, real estate, logistics, retail, tourism, and technology. For a city like Accra, already bursting at the seams with growth, Africentre promised to be more than a development. It promised to be a transformation. The most immediate impact would be in job creation. During construction, thousands of workers would be needed: engineers, architects, masons, carpenters, electricians, landscapers, surveyors, and transport operators. Each stage of development would bring contracts for suppliers of cement, steel, glass, and machinery. The ripple effect would extend into communities across Ghana, as small businesses provided food, lodging, and services to construction crews. Once completed, Africentre City was expected to create tens of thousands of permanent jobs. Retailers in the shopping street, clerks in the trade centre, hospitality staff in hotels and restaurants, logistics managers in the e-commerce park, and entertainment operators in Magicwater Park would all find employment. For young graduates entering Ghana's job market, Africentre offered hope in a country where youth unemployment remains a pressing challenge. The tourism sector was another major beneficiary. Ghana's tourism industry, while growing, had long been limited to cultural and historical sites: Cape Coast Castle, Kakum National Park, Mole National Park, and Accra's beaches. Africentre's Magicwater Park introduced something new: modern recreational tourism. Families who once travelled abroad to Dubai, South Africa, or Europe for waterpark experiences could find world-class entertainment in Accra. Neighbouring West African countries, lacking similar attractions, would also send visitors. Hotels, airlines, and restaurants would all benefit from the inflow. For trade and industry, Africentre promised a revolution. The African International Trade Centre and Exhibition Centre would become magnets for business. Ghana would host international expos showcasing agriculture, manufacturing, textiles, and technology. Conferences that once went to Johannesburg, Nairobi, or Casablanca could now be held in Accra. This not only elevated Ghana's visibility, but also gave local producers a chance to connect with global buyers without leaving the country. The e-commerce park was perhaps the most forward-looking aspect. AfCFTA envisions a continent connected not only by roads, but by digital trade. With Africa's young population driving rapid adoption of mobile technology, cross-border e-commerce is one of the continent's fastest-growing opportunities. Africentre's logistics hub was designed to facilitate this future. Warehouses, fulfillment centres, and digital platforms that could power online trade across West Africa. Beyond economics, Africentre was designed to transform urban life in Adenta. For years, Adenta was considered a residential district, far from the main commercial activity of central Accra. While housing estates grew, shopping centres, business parks, and entertainment venues lagged behind. Africentre would change this dynamic entirely. It would turn Adenta from a residential suburb into a new city centre, drawing traffic, investment, and prestige. The infrastructure upgrades around the project added to this transformation. The Eco-Was Road, connecting Accra to Tema and beyond, would see increased importance. The massive bus terminal nearby would integrate public transportation into the project. With improved road networks, Africentre would be accessible not only to residents of Accra, but to travellers from Tema, Dodowa, Medina, and even cross-border traders from Togo and Nigeria. The project also promised to ease the strain on central Accra. By creating a new business district in Adenta, Africentre would reduce the pressure on congested areas like Circle, Ridge, and Airport City. It would decentralise commerce, spreading opportunities more evenly across the capital. The social impact was also significant. Africentre's focus on made-in-Ghana products and local businesses meant that Ghanaian artisans, designers, and producers could find a platform. From textiles in Vogue Mall to agricultural goods in the Trade Centre, the project offered local entrepreneurs a chance to shine alongside international brands. For many, this was not just about commerce, but about identity, showcasing Ghana's creativity and innovation to the world. But perhaps the most symbolic impact lay in Africentre's link to AfCFTA. The African Continental Free Trade Area is more than a trade agreement. It is a statement of Africa's ambition to trade with itself, to industrialise, and to create prosperity for its people. Africentre City was envisioned as the built environment manifestation of this ambition. It was a place where an African farmer could meet a distributor from another country, where a Ghanaian startup could pitch to investors from across the continent, where products could move seamlessly across borders. By anchoring AfCFTA in a physical space, Ghana hoped to strengthen its claim as the gateway to Africa. Hosting the Secretariat gave Ghana symbolic leadership. Building Africentre was meant to give it practical dominance. At its peak vision, Africentre was seen as nothing less than Accra's Dubai moment. A transformation of the city into a global hub, not only for trade and commerce, but also for leisure and tourism. Yet, as the vision soared, reality continued to press in. Mega projects of this scale are never easy. Financing remained a challenge. $10 billion is an enormous sum, requiring a mix of private capital, bank loans, and international investment. Economic shocks, from the pandemic to global inflation, made investors cautious. Political transitions raised questions about continuity. And as years passed, the gap between the dream and the visible progress on the ground grew. For locals in Adenta, the project became a story of expectation and frustration. Residents were excited about jobs and opportunities, but sceptical about whether Africentre would ever materialise. Each new rendering brought excitement. Each year without major visible progress brought disappointment. Still, the developers insist the project is alive. Phase 1, with the Magicwater Park, the Trade Centre, and the shopping street, has been restarted. If these can be completed, they could spark renewed confidence, attracting further investment for the remaining zones. The truth is that mega projects are often marathons, not sprints. Dubai itself took decades of sustained investment, policy consistency, and global positioning to become what it is today. Casablanca Finance City in Morocco faced its own slowdowns, but eventually gained traction. Rwanda's Kigali Convention Centre went through long years of construction, but today is a symbol of the country's rise. Africentre may follow a similar path, slow to start but transformative once completed. For Ghana, the stakes are national. Success would place the country firmly at the centre of African trade. Failure would be a missed opportunity, not only for Accra but for the AfCFTA project as a whole. To truly understand Africentre City, it is important to place it in the context of other mega developments, both in Africa and around the world. Ghana is not the first country to dream big, nor will it be the last. Across the globe, cities have used massive commercial projects to redefine themselves, attract investment, and change their global standing. The comparison most often drawn is to Dubai. Just a few decades ago, Dubai was a desert town with limited oil reserves and modest trade. Its leaders understood that oil alone would not sustain their economy. Instead, they invested heavily in infrastructure, trade zones, and tourism. The construction of the Dubai World Trade Centre in the 1970s was one of the first steps. Later came the Dubai International Financial Centre, the Dubai Mall, and iconic projects like Palm Jumeirah and Burj Khalifa. Together, these projects turned Dubai into a global hub for business and leisure. Africentre's vision echoes this model. Like Dubai, it seeks to combine trade, commerce, retail, and recreation in a single mega hub. Its international trade centre mirrors Dubai's wholesale and re-export industries. Vogue Mall aspires to rival Dubai Mall in retail experience. Magicwater Park aims to provide family entertainment just as Dubai's Aquaventure or Wild Wadi water parks do. Africentre is, in essence, Ghana's attempt at a Dubai-style transformation for West Africa. Another useful comparison is Casablanca Finance City in Morocco. This project was launched in 2010 to make Casablanca a financial hub for North Africa. It included tax incentives, modern office complexes, and business-friendly policies. At first, progress was slow, and critics doubted its viability. But over time, it gained traction, attracting multinational companies and investors. Today, it stands as a symbol of Morocco's role in regional finance. Africentre faces similar skepticism now, but Casablanca's eventual success shows that persistence and strategic positioning can change perceptions. Closer to home, Kigali Convention Centre in Rwanda offers another lesson. Announced in the early 2000s, it faced repeated delays and funding challenges. For years, the site stood incomplete, a shell of what it was meant to be. Many called it a failed project, but after years of perseverance, it was finally completed. Today, it is one of Kigali's most iconic landmarks, hosting global conferences and symbolizing Rwanda's rise as a destination for business tourism. Africentre may face a similar trajectory: slow beginnings, skepticism, but eventual triumph if managed well. The comparisons highlight one truth: mega projects take time, face setbacks, and often require years of persistence before their promise is fulfilled. For Ghana, Africentre is a test of whether it can join the ranks of countries that turned vision into reality. But Africentre is not only about global comparisons, it is also part of Ghana's broader push for mega infrastructure and urban transformation. In recent years, Accra has seen an explosion of ambitious projects: the Pokwesha Interchange, the Tema Motorway Roundabout expansion, the Flower Pot Interchange, the redevelopment of the Trade Fair Centre, the Marine Drive Tourism Project, and the Airport City expansion. Each of these projects signals Ghana's determination to modernise its capital and make it a continental hub. Africentre stands out among them because of its scale and symbolism. While an interchange or a stadium improves infrastructure, Africentre promises to create an entire district, a new mini-city within Accra. It represents Ghana's leap from piecemeal development to holistic urban transformation. For the people of Adenta, the project carries even deeper meaning. For decades, Adenta was a residential suburb with limited commercial activity. Residents commuted daily into central Accra for work, shopping, and leisure. Africentre offers the chance to reverse that flow, to make Adenta a destination rather than a departure point. If completed, Adenta would no longer be just a residential district. It would be the home of Ghana's largest business hub, a place visited by millions each year. The developers of Africentre have emphasised that this is a private sector-led project. That distinction is important. Many of Ghana's mega projects are state-funded or supported by international loans. Africentre, however, is positioned as an example of how private capital can drive national transformation. If successful, it could inspire a wave of private investment in similar projects across the country. But the private sector nature also introduces risks. Unlike government projects, which are often sustained by political will, private projects depend on investor confidence, profitability, and market conditions. The repeated delays in Africentre's development reflect these challenges. Without consistent financing, private mega projects can stall. That is why Phase 1 has become so critical. Phase 1 of Africentre, consisting of the Magicwater Park, the African International Trade Centre, and the shopping street, is designed to build confidence. These three elements are not just symbolic, they are strategic. The water park creates buzz, attracting families and tourists. The trade centre demonstrates practical utility, showing businesses that Africentre is serious about commerce. The shopping street generates revenue, providing cash flow to sustain future phases. Reports suggest that Phase 1 has now been restarted after long periods of inactivity. Bulldozers have returned to the site and construction work has resumed. The developers remain committed to delivering the water park, the trade centre, and the shopping boulevard as proof that Africentre is alive. If Phase 1 is delivered, it could mark a turning point. Investors who were once hesitant may return. Skeptics may be silenced. Public confidence could be restored. From there, Zones D and E, the exhibition centre and the e-commerce park, could move forward. Each completed phase would create a domino effect, drawing more investment and unlocking more potential. But the reverse is also true. If Phase 1 falters, it could doom the entire project. Without the initial spark, Africentre risks fading into memory as another abandoned mega-dream. For Ghana, Africentre is a gamble, but a gamble worth taking. The rewards are enormous. Thousands of jobs, billions in trade, global recognition, and the transformation of Accra into a hub that rivals the great cities of the world. The risks are equally real: wasted investment, lost credibility, and disillusionment among the people. The truth lies in the future, in the choices made today, in the persistence of developers, the confidence of investors, and the support of government and community. Africentre has the blueprint, the land, and the vision. What remains to be seen is whether it has the momentum. The Africentre project is more than glass, towers, shopping streets, and water slides. It is a symbol of Ghana's ambition to lead Africa into a new era of trade, integration, and prosperity. By anchoring this $10 billion complex in Adenta, Accra, Ghana is making a statement that it is not only hosting AfCFTA politically, but also embodying it physically. For AfCFTA, Africentre could become its showcase. It is one thing to sign trade agreements in conference halls, but it is another to create a living space where that trade happens every day. Africentre's International Trade Centre could become the heartbeat of cross-border commerce, where a cocoa producer from Ghana meets a textile trader from Nigeria, where a coffee exporter from Ethiopia finds distributors in West Africa, where small startups scale to become continental brands. The exhibition centre could host Africa's biggest expos, technology fairs, agriculture showcases, industrial summits. Instead of travelling to Europe or Asia for trade exhibitions, African businesses could come to Accra. The e-commerce park could power the digital future, linking online sellers and buyers across Africa. For AfCFTA, Africentre could serve as the proof of concept, the place where its ideals take material form. For Ghana's economy, the stakes are immense. Africentre is projected to create tens of thousands of jobs. It would attract billions in trade and investment. It would boost tourism revenues. It would position Accra as the business gateway of West Africa. In an era where nations compete fiercely for capital and recognition, Africentre could place Ghana firmly on the map as Africa's hub of opportunity. But for ordinary Ghanaians, the project is personal. In Adenta, residents dream of jobs, of opportunities for their children, of seeing their community rise from suburb to global destination. For taxi drivers, Africentre means more passengers. For shopkeepers, it means more customers. For students, it means internships and careers. For families, it means a water park where weekends are filled with joy instead of travel abroad. Yet, these same Ghanaians also carry doubts. They have seen projects come and go, announced with fanfare but left unfinished. They wonder if Africentre will be different. They ask if the $10 billion is real or just a number on paper. They worry that delays will stretch for years and that their hopes will fade with time. The reality is that Africentre is at a crossroads. Its Phase 1, the Waterpark, the trade centre, the shopping street, holds the key. If completed, it will spark belief, attract investors, and build momentum for the full project. If it stalls again, it risks being remembered as another white elephant. For Ghana, Africentre is not just another development. It is a test of the nation's ability to deliver on its dreams. Success will prove that Ghana can execute mega projects, attract private capital, and lead Africa's trade future. Failure will dent its credibility, not only at home but across the continent. Looking beyond Ghana, Africentre carries symbolic weight for Africa as a whole. The continent is young, ambitious, and full of potential. Its people are entrepreneurial, its markets are growing, and its resources are abundant. But Africa has long been defined by what it lacks: roads, infrastructure, integration. Africentre challenges that narrative. It says that Africa can dream big, build big, and create spaces that rival the best in the world. Of course, the road ahead is long. Mega projects take years, sometimes decades. Dubai did not rise overnight. Morocco's financial hub took years to gain traction. Rwanda's convention centre faced years of doubt. Africentre too will need persistence, patience, and strong management. But if it succeeds, it will stand as one of Accra's defining landmarks. It will redefine Adenta. It will make Ghana a continental hub. And it will show the world that Africa is not only the continent of the future, it is the continent of now. So the question remains, will Africentre City become the Dubai of West Africa, or will it remain a dream deferred? The answer lies in what happens next. In the bulldozers at Adenta, in the confidence of investors, in the support of government, and in the faith of the people. For now, the vision remains alive. The Waterpark is planned, the shopping street is designed, the trade centre is outlined. Africentre is still in motion. The promise of $10 billion still hangs over Adenta like a sunrise waiting to break. And so, the story of Africentre is not yet written. It is unfolding step by step, brick by brick. It is the story of Ghana's ambition, Africa's integration, and the dream of a continent finally rising to claim its place among the greats. If Africentre is completed, it will not just be a business district. It will be a message to the world that Ghana and Africa are ready. And if you believe that Africa's story is worth telling, that Ghana's future is worth watching, then this is the moment to stay tuned. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more updates on Ghana's mega projects and Africa's transformation. Drop a comment below. Do you think Africentre will rise, or do you fear it will be another white elephant? Your voice matters in this conversation, because the future of Africa is being built right now.